2025 was supposed to be the year of the Titans. We finally got Silksong. Hades 2 hit 1.0. The heavy hitters were out in force, so it should be obvious who took the #1 spot, right? Wrong. In fact, one of those games didn't even crack the top 10. Hi, I'm Dove, and welcome to the Gamer Buff, where we love indie video games. Today, we're looking at the definitive list of the best-selling indie games of 2025. We crunch the numbers, we check the dates, and the results, well, the math might actually baffle you, so let's get going. We have viral hits, friend slop disasters, and a #1 game that outsold the competition by nearly 10 million copies. But before we start the countdown, we have to talk a little housekeeping. Now, before we get going, I have to address a couple games that missed out on this list, and yes, I'm going to be pedantic, because that's what we do here. First is Split Fiction. While it moved 4 million copies this year, its deep funding and publishing ties with EA Originals place it in some murky waters at best, and some might argue a similar relationship exists for another title on this list. However, Hazelight and EA didn't enter Split Fiction into any major gaming awards indie categories, or into any indie ceremonies at all for any category, making me and most people believe that not even they consider themselves indie. At the end of the day, I'm no indie gatekeeper. I just want this list to reflect that indie spirit. And Hazelight's $60 million budget and near 80 employees on one game doesn't feel as indie as the rest of the studios. But that's up for debate. Let's talk about it in the comments below. A few more games missed out on some technicalities. First, Deep Rock Galactic Survivor. Now, this game hit 2.4 million lifetime sales this year with its 1.0 launch. However, over 1 million of those were sold during its 2024 early access debut. Since we're tracking 2025 performance, it technically misses the cut. And that leaves us with Hades 2. Now, this one's going to hurt me. While Hades 2 has sold nearly 3.2 million copies lifetime, roughly 1.7 of those were sold during early access in 2024. That leaves about 1.5 million units sold in the calendar year of 2025. It is an undeniable masterpiece, but in the race for 2025 unit sales, it technically misses the cut. However, if you're a believer that neither Team Soda nor Sandfall Interactive should be on this list, well then here you go, 2 more to just slide right in. At number 10, we have Rematch. Now, you might remember this launching day 1 on Game Pass, which pushed its player count to over 3 million. But we're looking at sales here. Even with the subscription option, the game moved 1.9 million purchase copies on Steam and PlayStation. Why? Because the competitive scene is sweaty, difficult, and totally addictive. The creators of Sifu took that pure technicality into the world of sports. There is no pass button like FIFA or FC or whatever it's called. You have to physically aim every kick. It's the Rocket League of 2025, and people paid up to master it. This next one saw a huge holiday surge. Dispatch is a superhero workplace comedy where you don't fight crime, you manage it. You play the exhausted dispatcher for a city of reckless heroes managing their egos and getting just some ridiculous requests from the citizens. The writing is sharp, funny, and anti-Marvel, and what's better was the voice acting. That collaboration between Ad Hoc and Critical Role was nothing short of spectacular. That combined roster with Matthew Mercer, Lauren Bailey, Aaron Yvette, and of course Aaron Paul was one of the big reasons that the game sold over 3 million copies this year. That puts Megabonk at number 8. This physics-based survivor game blew up on Twitch because of its sheer absurdity and because it's downright fun. It is the definition of a just one more run type of game. It offers the dopamine hit of Vampire Survivors mixed with the slapstick comedy of Physics Sandbox, all for a budget price that made it an instant viral hit. The surprise hit of Q4 lands at number 7. RV There Yet defined the friend slop genre of 2025. You and your friends have to pilot a janky RV through hazardous terrain, manually operating winches, fixing engines, all while screaming at each other. It was chaotic, hilarious, and tailor-made for content on social media, which pushed it over 3 million sales in just 8 weeks. At number 6, we have the breakout hit of the year, Escape from Duckov. This game takes the brutal mechanics of Escape from Tarkov, changes the camera, and slaps ducks all over the place. Now, I debated including this because they used Billy Billy. However, it is a 5-person team with a smaller estimated budget, and they won indie awards specifically. At the end of the day, this is a brutal survivor game with very deep mechanics and, of course, yes, cute ducks everywhere. It's a 5-person team and they sold 5 million copies in 2025 to earn their spot on this list. Cracking the top 5 is Expedition 33, the game that proved turn-based RPGs can look like next-gen blockbusters, with visuals that rival any AAA studio and a combat system that adds real-time parrying to the classic turn-based system. It was a technical marvel. The acting was top-notch. The haunting story of the paintress gave it the emotional weight to add to that, and it matches the style, making it a must-play RPG of 2025. It's no wonder this game sold over 5.4 million copies and is looking closer to 6 million after the big boost from the awards ceremonies. The meme is dead, folks, and Silksong is finally here, and it lands at number 4 on our list. Team Cherry delivered a sequel nearly 3 times the size of the original, with Hornet's acrobatic combat making the wait feel worth it, especially to this gamer. Selling 7 million copies in just 1 quarter is staggering, proving that despite years of radio silence, the fans never left. They were just sharpening their nails. The bronze medal goes to Schedule 1, the Breaking Bad simulator that took over the world. It offered a strategy layer about managing a drug empire that rivaled the depth of hardcore Sims. The controversy surrounding its realistic chemistry system only fueled the fire, turning this solo dev project into a forbidden fruit that nearly 8 million players had to experience. And this is on PC alone. As of 2026, there's no official release date for console port for Schedule 1, but there is confirmed interest from Tyler of Tyler Video Game Studios. As for now, this game is still in early access and is at number 3 with 8 million copies sold in 2025. In second place is a game that ruined friendships all summer long. Peak took the frustration of getting over it and made it cooperative. Tethered to your friends, one person's mistake becomes everyone's problem. The screaming, the betrayals, and the Summit Challenge trend on TikTok drove this game to astronomical numbers that most AAA studios can only dream of. This game jam turned smash hit between Aggro Crab and Content Warning sold over 14.2 million copies in 2025. And finally, the undisputed number 1, R.E.P.O. It didn't just sell copies, it defined 2025. This co-op horror game mastered the art of funny horror, where a terrifying death is also a comedic highlight reel. With procedurally generated curses and infinite replayability, it became the default hangout game for an entire generation of gamers. With over 17 million copies sold and cooking, R.E.P.O. is 2025's best-selling indie game.
Alien guy with a giant head, like he's just like floating around.
Oh, he's behind you!
And that's 2025's best-selling indie games. So, what do you think? Do you agree with the numbers, or are you upset that your game just missed the list? If you enjoyed this deep dive, check out our new series, let's watch indie trailers. It's one of my favorites, and it's something you can't miss. I'm the Dove, this is the Gamer Buff, and I'll see you next time.